Okay, so what is this? It requires a little bit of change of our mental setup, how we see things. Once you get into that mode, it becomes very easy to perceive other things, okay, whatever it is. I'll ask a very simple question. We've been talking about entrepreneurship, business building, and all of that. Is it a creative act, creative thing? What you don't need creativity for? What you don't need creativity for? Without being creative, what can you do? But you shouldn't dream. Yeah? Dreamlessly. So the fundamental idea is everything is creative. Every single activity that you do is a creative activity. How many of you are creative here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of say 40 participants. This I ask everywhere in my class and wherever we go. Most of the people don't raise their hands, and only a few people. That whole idea is wrong. Everybody is creative. That confidence you should get. Probably in the following sessions we'll see at the end of it how you feel. Okay, not today, some other day. So let me ask, what is this? Chair is the name of it.
It's a device to relieve weight out of your feet.
That's the definition of it. Another name for that. Huh? That's the experience. That's also experience.
It's a structure made up of material.
Huh?
It's a structure made up of material.
That is the manifestation part of it, the structure that you're talking about.
Its position matters. If it is on the other side of the table, then it is different.
That is politics.
Product.
Again, it's a name, nomenclature.
In what perspective you want us to answer?
Huh?
In what perspective you want us to answer?
I have an answer. I want you to tell me that answer.
Listen. Idea.
Huh?
Idea. Listen.
That is the key. Idea.
Because all the parts is the knowledge.
Idea. Theory of ideas, or the theory of form. Form, you say, right? Capital F, not small f. F-O-R-M, form, how it looks. Why form is important? Why? This whole idea was actually told by Plato quite a long time back. Ideas, theory of ideas. Okay? So theory, fundamentally everything is an idea. It gets manifested, right? This is a chair, that's a chair, whatever, everything is a chair, but there are different types. Okay, so it becomes typology. Basically, fundamentally, what is this? There is an idea. What are you? You're also an idea, right? Pretty much everything is an idea. Everything. So, if you have an idea, how do you manifest it? What is the process used for that? Design process. Okay, you'll have to design it. Without design, it doesn't happen. Okay, you'll have to think. So maximum work happens up here. You imagine things, and to a certain level you can imagine. But in the physical world, if you have to manifest it, you'll have to introduce material, structure, infinite number of things come into the picture. But at the end of it, what are you creating? Form, right? Everything is fundamentally a form that you perceive. Is audio a form? Audio, what you hear, sound. Does sound has form, have form? Yes, of course, right? Everything, visual forms, physical forms, tactile forms, and auditory forms, even smell, you can say. There is an equivalent word in German, which is Gestalt. Okay, it talks about a form. Approximately, you can say it's a form. It talks about not just how it looks. It talks about how it smells, how it sounds, what's the weight of it. Everything comes into the picture. Imagine your iPhone or like any smartphone. If it is 5 kgs or 10 kgs, would you be able to do anything with that? No, it's a failure. You can't do it. So, from form, what we can learn. This is like what we are going to discuss now is like something general. Do you like me? It's a very dangerous thing to put me in that situation. But why I asked you was, it takes about 1/50th of a second to like or dislike something. You take the decision so fast. You get so much of information from what you see, from the form itself. That's why Tinder, OkCupid, and all these dating apps work, right? All of you have or no? Too old to have. Dating app, Tinder, come on. Nobody has.
They'll not tell you.
So basically, I'll tell you what, there'll be guys or girls pictures, lot of pictures. You swipe right, it's okay, you like it. You swipe left, you don't like it. There are too many people. So you get hardly a fraction of a second to choose like or dislike, that too, like professionals in Tinder, they can just go like that. So how does it happen? How do you like or don't like somebody just by a mere look of it? And of course, the opposite side is also there. You look at somebody, you feel like whacking them up. Have you come across anybody like that? A tight slap you want to give. You get irritated looking at them. Huh? So it goes like that. So what I'm trying to say is that final form giving, that is the most important thing for the success of any product. If Apple's form wasn't so good, do you think Apple would be there as the most coveted product, Apple products? No. In fact, they positioned Apple against IBM only through form. They wanted to make it like a friendly machine. Otherwise, IBM's, it's all like machines. 1980s, that ad, Super Bowl ad, where everybody is wearing black and white and like, just walking straight, and this lady comes and like breaks the whole wall. That's the power of the form itself. So, idea is form, form is idea, and how do we convert an idea into a product? What is a product then? Anything could be a product, okay? But there is a proper definition for product also. Let's not get into that. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to just show you a couple of case studies that we have done, some of the projects that we have done. Some of it you might really like. So in our Proof of Concept Center, we conduct a lot of workshops, creativity workshops, product development workshops. Students come. It's typically 1 week or 3 days workshop. The day they come, say Monday morning, they have no idea what they are going to do. We introduce the problem, and they have to understand what the product is, what are the components of it, the mechanics of it, the technology behind it, and they have to find out where to find the materials, all the nuts and bolts and all the technological parts, and they have to design things also meanwhile, and somebody has to go and buy the things, come back. We actually give them some funding, a little bit of funding, and they bring it and they build it and they make it work. At the end of the 5th day, Friday. Is that possible to create completely new product in say 5 days from scratch? It is quite possible. This what we did was BEV, which is bamboo electric vehicle. So there's a craze about bamboo bikes and all the stuff. Why make it in bamboo? It's okay, no? Steel cycle. Why does it have to be in bamboo? There are many reasons. The reason I want to tell you is like, why not in bamboo? Okay, even that could be a valid reason. This is IIT Bombay. This is where the creativity part comes, and like this is where the approach comes. Bamboo is a wonderful material. How many of you love bamboo or seen bamboo? Wow. Mostly you must have seen cane and you're thinking it's bamboo. It's bamboo, proper bamboo. Bamboo is a grass. In a day, you know how much it can grow? In a single day. You know how much it can grow? Easily it can come to 1 meter. Okay, so zoop, you go for a vacation and come back, it would be standing like tall. Okay. And it's a sustainable material. 2 years you get a proper, you can cut bamboo and start using it. Every part of bamboo is being used. You know there is bamboo silk, soft than silk, very nice. And it's a building material, everywhere you can use it. And the other aspect is the craft aspect of bamboo. There are like around 10 lakh, 1 million bamboo craftsmen in India. But they don't want their children to become a bamboo craftsman. No? The same thing in Japan, it's like revered like a holy craft. But here not like that. You can buy something for like 20 rupees, 30 rupees. And every day that guy sits and makes it for like 12 hours, maybe he'll make some 10. And how much money is going to get, you know? So nobody wants their children to become that. And in my case, the idea is I want to reposition the whole craft. And there is so much knowledge. A bamboo basket that you look at it, it's not just something put together and like, you put some items in that and store. It's actually a structure, proper structure. It's a fabric, and every region has a different style of weaving to hold things, So it's a structural thing, and if you push bamboo baskets and all, it will flex and it will come back. Okay, it's an awesome property of bamboo. So we try to take that. So now these days it's called conforming structures. They do not use hard structures but a little flexible structures. So the basic idea is we started studying bamboo baskets and how can we convert that into some other product that we can use. So it was again a 5 days workshop. Our students did it, actually first year students. It was developed inside a POC lab only. So we first started, you have an idea now, you have to use things like that, like bamboo. So, but how is it gonna be? That's the whole idea. So we start with sketches. So this is a kind of prototype. A sketch is a prototype. I'll be going to the theory part a little later. So once you have an idea in your mind, which is like, there's no dimension, right? Dimensionless, or probably there are so many more dimensions. First we have to convert into 1D, then 2D, then 3D, right? So 1D probably is the idea. 2D, we start sketching it. Okay, how can it look like? What can it be like? We start sketching. That's it. Imagination comes into the picture. So students started like working on like, it could be like that, it could be like this. Basically the constraints, which are 2 wheels, there's a pedal, there is a seat to sit, and there's a handlebar. So they are all sketching. So the whole idea of the structure also has to come into the picture. Then study of ergonomics. Basically, it needs quite a lot of, we build a rig, sit like that and all of that. So here, what we did, it was actually the guy is lying down on the floor. So we are taking photo from top. You getting it? So we tried different postures, and from this we derived what could be the dimensions. So this is our most popular jugaad method. Okay. Then we got the materials. By the time we went to took all the mortars, whatever that is needed, and we fixed the frame. And we were sitting trying things. Then CAD models. CAD model is again a proper prototype, no physical prototype. Soft prototype. Once you make, we have some highly sophisticated software where actually if you properly make a model in 3D, 98% it can be produced. I'm just saying 98%. It could be 100% or whatever. So we started working on all of that. It involves a lot of physical work. That girl, she can do 2 guys' work. Super strong. Then we actually made it. Have you ever seen any bamboo bike like this? Or any bike like this? Tomorrow you can see, you'll be visiting our lab. That time you can see this space and you can ride it also. So finally we made it. The whole structure, if you look at it, everything is woven. You see here? Everything is woven, nothing was welded. The whole structure, it's nothing but 4 pieces of bamboo which is coming, which is flowing actually. And the other structure, this is the load bearing structure. This whole piece is not even cut anywhere. Everything is tied together. So there is already suspension happening. Okay, you can try it tomorrow. So the whole piece we did it in actually 3 days, but first 2 days went into finding materials and all. So do you think this could have been done in if I give you this opportunity, will you make it in 5 days? You want to make it? We can make it easy. Huh? Even without having any background, we can make it. It is common sense, fundamentally. Okay. You want to try it? What's your weight?
They should have team ranging from
I put really fat people onto that. Nothing has happened so far. But we can try. You know anybody? Of course. Why do you think he's bald? Shakti is our first. So we did cycle. So this was done. It's running. All of that is happening. So then why not a drone? Bamboo drone. Have you seen bamboo drone anywhere? You know a drone, right? It flies, right? So if you can make a cycle out of it, see, the simplest idea is you take a bamboo basket, you put 4 rotors into that, motors into that. Will it fly or not? Yes, no. So that's what we have to do. So fundamentally, sometimes we will have to break down big ideas into very small things. What is a cycle? 2 wheels chahiye, it goes. Can it be one-wheeled cycle? One-wheeled cycle cannot be a bicycle, right? Mono wheel. So one wheel, can you ride? Can it be easy? That's where the opportunity is. We have made one more. We are working on it. Tomorrow again we will see that. So here what we did was again bamboo drone. So first you go wild, you see all of that, and you study baskets, different baskets. There is a bamboo studio, which again tomorrow there will be a visit. Tomorrow, no sir? 3 days. So, okay, so you will be seeing a bamboo studio also. We have like a lot of bamboo
One temple
items.
over here also.
Every day he will get one.
Yeah. So you will see a lot of bamboo baskets. So we studied different bamboo baskets, and independently we were developing. Students are working on like different ideas of drones.
Why only bamboos?
Why not only bamboo? So that's the whole idea. See, this is a creativity exercise. It might have or might not have application right now, but there are so many applications already we have found. And other thing is, see, if I have, how much is the bamboo, whole bamboo? One, say, 10 feet, 12 feet bamboo, how much is it?
Somebody has to be able to take the weight. Somebody has to be able to take the weight of the person. Is there any other alternative material on yours which is cheap, available in plenty, and can do the same thing as metal does?
Yeah, plastic. We have lot
So
of
plastics are
waste.
there. Plastic
But
is being
we
used
have
anyway.
lot of waste.
Plastic?
Carbon fibers.
Plastic is anyway used. Carbon fibers are being used anyway. It's the cheapest solution possible.
That is costly.
There is a lot about plastic. You know, like if we can actually talk a couple of weeks about plastic and other materials. Plastic actually was brought in to copy these things, to make it cheaper, mass production, you know, to make it reach many people. You can't make, if you give me an order for like 1,000 baskets, we can't make it. We have had such experiences.
So it is always handcrafted.
That handcrafting, okay, that is expensive, okay. And in this particular case, actually we take only like, I'll come back to this thing. One 12 feet bamboo piece is like what, 80 rupees, 100 rupees I can get. And you will see a lot of other jewelry and all we've made with that tomorrow. So all of you should be excited to come to our lab tomorrow. You'll see a lot of things. So here, if I have some, say, 10 pieces of bamboo sticks, I can put it all together and make it fly. Is it not exciting? And if something breaks, I can remove it and put it back. I don't have to wait for carbon fiber material or any other material to come. And it is lighter than plastic also. Plastic body drones, it's lighter than that also. So what we did was, we studied different baskets, and we finally finalized on this basket, and we started working on this. So different weaves our students tried. Okay, can we do this weave, this kind of weave, that kind of weave, all of that. And this particular weave is called sun weave, because it looks like sun rays. So this is the final form that came out. So before finalizing the idea, we did some mock-ups, small scale. You sit and like try, okay, will it work or not? So basically what happens is, this is the final piece. You see these lines, those are like tensile members. Once you remove all of that, it becomes a flat piece of drone. You can put it in a flat pack and take it and just connect them. It gets that form. And the thing is, if it falls down also, it won't break. It will absorb the shocks. And again, it's a working piece. Okay, this is the fundamental, like, you know, this also was done, again, 5 days workshop, but 3 days maybe we finished it. First 2 days, there was some other confusion. Fire, it's not a problem, we can manage. Water we can manage. Water we can manage. Fire also we can manage. There are some very interesting techniques Japanese use. You know what they do? They burn it first. One layer of carbon, it's black, wood is black. Okay, it's regular wood, but they burn it. And they just remove the external, the charcoal thing, and it becomes fireproof, fire resistant. Okay, there are many ways we can work on it. So Now let's get into some other projects. You know what is this? All of you have seen it also. If you look closer, you will know what it is.
It's a
Yeah, motherboard.
Yes.
Motherboard. Motherboard, huh? Motherboard. Computer motherboard. No, it's it's a assembly. Motherboard, keyboard,
You see, what do you see here?
typewriter,
Where the laser pointer is?
Apple.
Apple, first Apple computer. Will anybody give money for this? How is it beautiful? For a geek, this is the most beautiful thing. This particular piece, it's in millions. You can't buy this. Okay, so the value is quite high, but this is how they proved the concept. POC. This is how they proved. Okay, I can put a computer, keyboard, and I can connect a monitor, regular monitor, and it can do all the mathematical functions. And this happened. Can you believe all of this? The origin was this. This is where they proved. See, this is a possibility. This is a working possibility. This is a proof. I have a concept. I have a proof of it, and give me more money. It builds confidence in you, the investor to put in money, and even for you to go further. And then so many other things happen. Then once the proof of concept is ready, once the mechanism is ready, then we start styling it. Then we bring in so many other factors like ergonomics, the visual quality, aesthetics, and all the other aspects we bring in. Then the whole evolution happens. Do you think it will end here? No, it will keep on going. Whatever you are holding in your hands, all the iPhones and any phone, do you think it's a final product?
No.
Actually, technically, what you're all holding is a prototype. That's why you have V1, V2, V3, V4, all the things happen. But if I sell you as a prototype, will you buy? No, you want a product. So, you have an idea and you want to make it a mass-produced product. How do we do that? So, idea typically comes from the designer or any creative head, and you need the producer or the guy who can facilitate it. Typically the venture capitalist or all the funding money bag comes into the picture. So this guy has to confirm that this will work, and this guy has to get convinced, okay, it will work and I will make more money. He has to get convinced. So this is where that gap, the prototype, is what that connects the gap. I make a prototype, designer gets confirmed, okay, it works, and this guy also gets confirmed, okay, it works. Then the product comes into the market. Of course, like previously I mentioned, you have a concept, then you do 2D sketches. It could be, how many of you can sketch? One. Others can't, two, okay. Can you doodle? How many of you can doodle? That is a sketch. Does it have to be beautiful? No. What is there in your mind, it has to come out. Okay, see, again, start doing it and eventually you'll reach. Nothing has to be beautiful except you know what. So then we have physical prototyping. Physical prototyping, what happens is like we get more information from that. More information like the volume, how big it is, how heavy it is. Okay, Tinder you can see only the 2D part of it, but in reality you'll have to see the guy or a girl, right? Otherwise it could be a problem. What if the kid is like 2 feet? So all of that works on multisensorial, and we get these aspects of it. We iterate, we evaluate from designer's point of view, we evaluate the idea, then we optimize it also, improvise it and optimize it. So the first prototype of an iPhone was in millions to make it. Then they have to like optimize it. How much I can optimize? You won't believe what are the small things that we do. See, if you take even a small sheet, like if you take any sheet metal, typical size is about 8 feet by 4 feet or 3 feet by 6 feet. If I can fit 10 products into that, it is a profit, right? Whatever profit I'm making, but if I can put 20 into that, I'm doubling my profit, right? So we go and cut down everywhere, like, okay, can it be optimized here, there, in all the places, and we optimize the product finally for production. And of course, like Professor Kuste was mentioning the previous thing, we put it on trial also. We give it to some people, we try it again. See, the main thing is putting it in the loop, the whole process into the loop. You ideate, iterate, do all of that, evaluate, get the feedback, then you go back to the first phase. This loop, once you put it into the loop, it keeps on improvising itself. You can blindly follow the process also at times. So that loop is what makes the creative process more effective. This you can apply in any aspect of your life. You see, okay, can I do this? What is the feedback I'm getting? Okay, how do I improvise it? Come on, do it. Okay, the need again to save money and effort to prove the radical concepts. Like sometimes say, I believe this bamboo, a lot of people didn't believe we could make bamboo drones or bamboo bikes, e-bikes. It's quite a little bit extreme idea, like why would bamboo drone, it doesn't get connected. So if you have to prove that idea, you'll have to make it. Now people come to see that. That is the difference. And evaluation, we did, okay, this works and this doesn't work and all of that. So evaluation, it basically creates knowledge. And the final thing is to communicate. Communication is the key in all of this. So if I explain, like he explained, no, like what is a chair? Chair is it's a device to sit on, etc., etc. How many I can describe it in any language, but will you get the clear-cut idea? No. Everybody will be thinking of something, but somewhere similar. But once I show you this, it becomes so easy for you to understand. That's the information. So communication becomes quite easy. Then again, how the prototype has to be. Does it have to be beautiful? Does it have to be finished? Does it have to be colored, painted? We have various levels. If you go to designer studio, you will see quite not so beautiful stuff. It will be quick prototypes. We call it quick and dirty prototypes. We don't care about, okay, it has to be finished properly, etc. You just make it, see if that idea works. Then you go ahead, make other things. It works like that. And sometimes we make rigs also. I put it all together and just check the mechanism if it works or not. Then we have scale prototypes. See, sometimes, most of the times, if you see architecture and all, you can't make the whole scale prototype, but you'll have to give an idea. So we make scale prototypes. The same thing we do for any object. Sometimes small objects we make, I can't go and make a scale model of this, itna chota, I can make full scale prototype. Then I can get the feel of it, whole feel of it. And of course we have our working prototypes. We actually make it proper, the production, almost production level prototype, the real thing, everything. Your Mac, any Mac computer that you look, it's actually, if I can use the word, it's a moronic way of making anything. They take a whole slab of aluminum and carve the part out and put things inside. If any other company does that, people will be laughing at them. The easiest thing is like you take a wafer, one thing, a simple plastic sheet, you mold it like any other computer and put things, which is a much cheaper thing. Okay, typically in prototype, what we would have done is, okay, let's take a full block of it, we'll carve it out and put stuff in. That's exactly what Apple did with MacBook, all the MacBook Pros, even iPad for that matter. So that's how the working prototypes are done. Then there are like, I'm just touching upon all of this so that later you can go and study further if you want to. There are like many methods now. We have a 3D printing. You know, like once you make a model, you can easily make it. Like now, actually 3D printing, people thought it's going to revolutionize the whole way we are working on making things. There are like different concepts like mass customization. Okay, everybody can have the same product but different types of the same product. It isn't moving at the pace they were expecting, but there are new technologies which are coming in which will make 3D printing quite faster. Pretty much you can, if you have the machine, you will download the design and you will make it in your home, anything that you want, that can happen. And we have subtractive method, which is the additive method. You know, there is something that you keep on adding things, that is the additive method. I'm just talking about the very fundamentals. And the second thing is subtractive method. That's where the sculptors come into the picture. You start removing materials from that. Who said that thing? I just removed the unwanted things. Wow, I am impressed. Michelangelo, David, right? David, right? Yeah. David. So he made this beautiful sculpture, David. I think it's about 12 feet, huge one. And he said, like, no, how did you make it? No, I didn't make it. I just removed it. It's a block of marble. I just removed the unnecessary things. So everything is inside. So it's a subtractive method. And there is a manipulative method, which is like we take simple sheet and we form it. If you see actually, everything that you see around here will be fundamentally flat, right from the clothes that you wear. It's a flat sheet, right? These veneers, these sheet metal, everything is flat. Then we give form, okay? That is manipulation. And of course, other things come into the picture. So now I'll just show you a couple of my projects which we have done. So I used to work with a company called Mosaic Design in Goa. And there IFB washing machines we used to make. IFB, okay, all of you have seen, right? IFB. They basically, what they do is, they will wait for LG or Bosch to come up with something. Once they come up with something, then they will do the same thing. I hope nobody's from IFB. So this particular model we started, it started like a sketch, very rough sketch. And later, this is again a 2D model, CorelDRAW model, which was done by my boss. Then we made the 3D model of it. Every piece, all the, we have an engineering team which makes all the tolerances, how to fit and all of that. Then that time, I'm talking about, it's in 2004. So how many years? 15 years back. So that time, 3D printing, mainly we had to go to Bangalore. Other places we couldn't find or expensive. So we went to Bangalore and made the 3D parts and we assembled it. But this is not the only way we do. We go with this way. There is this piece, what you see is actually wood. We carve it out, and that's where like I've seen people who are better than any CNC machines. This guy, there's a, Goa is a small place. Okay, there is this carpenter. He has never spoken a single word. All the time he had pan in his mouth. We go give the drawings. He will just look at the drawing. and he'll do whatever he has to do, and he'll start carving it. No template, nothing. And end of it, if you look at it, the perfect piece comes out, like smooth. Then we have one painter, car painter, went to this guy, and this is a different model. This is a different model, but I'm just showing. This is wood. Can you believe? This is purely wood. It's painted and all of that. Then we go and show it to the people, IFB people. Then they say, okay, this is better, this is right, this is not right, and all of that. Then it gets into the market. I've shown like 4 or 5 different models together. Okay. Okay. This is prototype or the real piece? Tell them. Huh? Who knows the answer? Even I forgot. It could be the real piece. It's a real piece. So this is another product that we made. This is a kiosk for Zeiss. Carl Zeiss, the guys who make like some, they patent formulas and all of that, like high-end guys. They got into optical lenses. So they wanted to educate people about that. So we made it first kiosk. Again, when kiosk came into the picture, we have to do the kiosk, like, we have no idea what is a kiosk. Then you understand, okay, basically it's a computer, and you'll have to put touchscreen onto it, and the interface, things start working out. So first piece we made. This is the first piece. So this guy is standing and like no height and all, we see 1:1 scale, how it appeals and all of that. I hope these lights were not on. You can't see the picture properly. You see a stand at the back and all. So it's like, it's a bit crude. But this is the first version. And then people came and like, we started discussing, like what are the problems, how can we improvise it. You see this, like all these ununiform, little crude things here. So it wasn't nice, and it looked like somebody told it looks like the stand looks like an iron table, it's not nice and all of that. But it gave an idea, okay, what it is. Then we went to this final piece. That time I didn't know. It was one of the slimmest kiosks in the world. I'm talking about like, again, 15 years back. You know how much money we saved because we reduced the thickness here? Like what I was talking about, like one sheet, say how many pieces we can cut. We just reduced a couple of inches, and we saved so much money, and the stand, everything, it became damn cheap, and like we made quite a lot of profit. And we refined the process how to make this, that shine, uniform shine and all. So this is the final product. I don't think now they are displaying it, it's over, its time is over. This is the product, which is another interesting thing. It's 6:15. We have another 15-20 minutes we'll run. So this is a mobile ATM for faraway places, villages and all. So what they do is, this is a simple swiping ATM machine that you see in the shops. It's something like that, but with a printer and a thumbprint reader. So the guy from the bank takes this along with cash to the village, and the village people, they put their finger, they authenticate themselves, and they ask for money, whatever money they want. This guy gives the money from his pocket, that is like bank's money, and they get the printout, etc., and they come back. You get the concept of it, whole concept of it. So this is there's a company called Amida, Geo Amida. Those are the guys first came up with this simple computer, which was at the time, it was quite far-fetched. It's too futuristic at the time. So some aspects of it didn't quite pick up. Later, iPhone did a huge job. So in this piece, what they did was, it was just given to me. That guy is also another IIT Kharagpur alumnus. He gave it to me and asked me to do a study on that, see what you can improvise this. So I did a study, and I just gave a 7-page report. And I told him the same piece without changing any of the mechanism, any of the components, you can make it like this, a flat piece. And he is like, how can you do that? I'll just tell you the simple things. No, I'm not going to take much time. There are 3 batteries. 3 batteries are kept like this, and there's a casing put around that, which is occupying a lot of space. So I had a discussion with the engineers. Can you keep the battery one on the top, like how it comes in torchlight? He said, like, yeah, it can be done. That made the whole difference. So it was kept this way, one after the other, and all the unnecessary spaces had been removed for that angle, what they're giving and all of that. They had a right idea only, like, it should be at this angle when it is kept and all. But today, in that case, all our phones will be like that, So it's a tablet mode. Then that guy, they got convinced, okay, this guy can do some work. Then they gave the project to me. Then I came with like a lot of other iterations, and it was made. So this is how it happens. Like all the a typical product before it is made. This is how we make the models. Every single piece is 3D model put together, assembled, and converted into a prototype. This was actually done in China. Within a week, we sent the models. In India, they said they will take a month. We sent it. We got it back in a week's time. China, all the components. That is one thing. This is again, I did a project on handles, door handles. Again, like quickly you make thermocol prototypes, and then you finalize the design and you make it. This is my school time project in IDC. I did my product design here only. So it's a hand shaver, this project. Then this is another product that we did in IIT Bombay in computer science department. This is about in 2006. So all these big malls were coming into the picture. F.C. Kohli, the person is from Tata. He's the first guy to bring the first computer into India. So he was reading some novel where actually a nice little village gets screwed up because of Walmart. Walmart comes into the village, the whole culture of the village goes bad. And he connected to this, okay, India, all the big malls are coming in. So what will happen to the Kirana Walas? And again, there are like 10 million Kirana Walas, and like ours is the biggest market in the whole world, unorganized. So can we give them some device, some device that they can use and which will help them make some more profits. So first when we went and talked to that is me, student times. So we went and asked these Kirana Walas, Kirana Walas, chota places, how many different things do you think they keep inside that small place? 1,500 to 3,000 different items are stored inside. Highly space is like super precious in that whole place. So, and time. When we go in there, they don't let us talk, kya computer nahi chahiye, jao. Then we went with this thing. Okay, see, I have a small thing. It would be like this. Otherwise, they used to think computer is a big piece, like something like this. So when we showed this small piece, then they started asking, okay, kitna rupya hai? How much can we buy it? And also we use this prototype mock-up to capture their attention. Once we got their attention, then we went to different places. That time, netbooks were not available. This is the first idea that we made. Then we tried to, and we have to prove this idea to our professors also. So we had this ideal method. this is how it should be. We took a regular small computer and motherboard, etc., and we attached some keyboard, and we showed the first proof of concept. If you really look at it, the real piece, you'll be like laughing at it, like ye kya hai? But it was very important for us. Then people said, yes, you can go ahead and make it. Then we worked on a 3D model of it. Okay, ideally what it should look like. We needed a small scale, small 10-inch screen, and we needed a keyboard. See, this, once we got into the product only, this project only, we understood the depth of the problem. I had no idea what is ERP till the time, Enterprise Resource Planning. That idea completely changed my life. And this guy's place, he doesn't know English, typically, and he has so much small space, and there's no proper ventilation, and there is so much dust, and there are rats, and they don't kill rats because they think it's a sign of prosperity, and they are really good with calculators. I'll come to that. This is an ideal device we wear, like at different times. It keeps evolving. So it's a 10-inch screen, and he's really good with computer, calculator number buttons. Here, we can't have extra wires coming like that, or like, one USB cable comes out, this guy doesn't know how to put it back. Even electricity goes off for say 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or one day, he can't go back and put in all the data. It's a complete failure. So how do we deal with this problem? Okay, it has illiteracy, all the problems are there, and they don't keep one register, they keep two registers to avoid tax and all of that. It's a very complex thing. And how many days they have in a month? Not 30, 28, lot of things came into the picture. This is what Professor Kuste was talking about, you'll have to go and live their life for some time. That's where we got it. Then simultaneously we started working on it. 10-inch screen is more expensive than 15-inch screen. And generally people touch computer motherboards. But by the same time, technology was also evolving. Intel came up with this Intel Atom. And again, that's me checking things out. So generally, we don't touch electronics, like all these motherboards and all, just like that. The static can destroy the motherboard. Who cares? Okay, let's try something. Okay, so I was just playing with this. Okay, can it be like this? Can it be like that? So finally, the geometry of the whole form is emerging now. Then this gave this idea. Okay, if I make this form like that, I can keep it on the table as a low footprint mode. Okay, like it occupies very less space. The same thing, if I can use it for, if there is a hinge, I can use it for on-screen typing, or I can keep it below the table and put a glass tabletop, or I can use it like a desktop, any regular computer. So one computer configuration can be applied in many places, many scenarios. Then we evaluated, and finally we decided this, and we had to go and make prototypes. Again here, these are all like small places. In Goregaon, if you go inside, there are, in this place there would be minimum 10 shops. They'll be working on, God knows, different things. I'm not exaggerating. If you want to make a rocket or something, you can just go there to Goregaon or like any of these industrial estates. You can actually make it. They have everything there. I'm not talking about a serious rocket. So we made it in our lab, and this is the piece, final piece that we made. And it didn't stop over there. So we started adding solar panels and etc. Like we came with a range of products finally. And then I had a startup. So once you get into the startup mode, Again, money is a major issue. You'll have to sit and like develop everything. This particular by that time, technology has evolved so much. There were netbooks available. So this we wanted to put it up in a local shop. So we got all the items and like we made a mock-up which looks like a real product, and we tested it. And we came up with a business model also where actually the guy doesn't have to buy it, and we will be giving them money every month. It went to that kind of thing. So this is the ad monitor that we introduced. So it's a very simple technology, and we developed all of this software. And again, I was alone. The whole team is gone. Technically, my education is in architecture. I had to learn so many other things about electronics. Then I had to develop coding. I'll have to develop the whole software, some software. Like I can't develop the software. So open source software, we take, understand it, and modify it accordingly. So it takes quite a lot of time, but it happened. And this guy was actually using it. Then I closed down the company. So at the next level, what I wanted to do was, can I take one keyboard alone? Can I put it all inside one small keyboard, and you can connect it to any monitor and use it as a device, POS device, billing device. So I came. This is a regular keyboard, the QWERTY keyboard that we get. Then I mapped all the buttons to that, and then I converted into this size with a small circuit. Then I came with this idea where actually, say, everything can be put together, organized in 2-3 levels. Category, subcategory, item. Okay, if it's about music, album, you say now genre, album, and the song. It comes like that. So 1, 1, 2, like if one is the food material, rice, and that particular rice and the weight. So very easily people can input the items. So that is one thing that I did this project. Again, it's all proof of concepts, prototypes. Yeah. So this is my college time hinges. Again, at that time I was working with Kane, some of it. This I'll skip. And this is again my college time project. So how do we make stackable cane furniture? I did my training in Nagaland. So from Nagaland, actually you get cane for free. The government gives. And to make it to the artisans and all, they give about 200 rupees per chair. But by the time it reaches Chennai, the transportation alone is about 700 rupees. For a shipment, it's more. But for each chair, it becomes about 700 rupees. So if they can make stackable cane furniture, they can send more chairs. So this is how I made it, like, converted into 2 pieces. So you put this piece inside and it becomes a chair base. Otherwise, the same pieces you can like stack it. This is the whole idea. Then we stylized it a little bit more. And finally, this piece came out. This again, you will see it tomorrow in our lab. That's it. I think this project and all, like, again, fun projects. So probably I'll explain these things tomorrow, okay, when we come to the lab. That's it. I hope you had a good time, enjoyed the whole thing. That's all. Thank you so much.